Welcome into Sports Talk with Theo, Dorsey, South Georgia. Let's talk sports. We're just 3 days removed from what was a great weekend of basketball coming off of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and that weekend prior, we had several games throughout the city, throughout the 229 when it came to high school prep action, including the MLK Basketball Classic, and that was put on by one Kirven Davis of Lee County High School. This is the man who we will talk to tonight. He'll talk about what a success it was to put on that one-day classic, to have teams come into Albany State's West Campus, go at it, as well as benefits that were given to the Albany State University Athletics Program and the Alumni Association. It was a great weekend. We got a lot of great highlights, but a lot more came from that, and that's the reason for this sports talk. So without further ado, we introduce to you the head coach of Lee County basketball for the past 7 years, 24 years in coaching, a lot of experience, but your first year putting on the MLK Hoops Classic. Coach Davis, thanks for joining me today, and thank you for providing an event like this for the city and the community to get behind. My first question to you, before we dig into everything else, is how does it feel to now be, I know planning something like that is tough. Now you're done with it. It's behind you. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good because it exceeded my expectation. My intent was to celebrate our university, because sometimes, especially with me being a former player and now an alum, you hear people say, not always saying the best things about maybe how we recruit or the quality of play and all that. So I thought about it. I say, I would like to be a part of the solution. So introducing this classic, bringing 12 teams in, 6 boys team, 6 girls team, that eliminated the expense of recruitment for the university. So we brought 12 teams on campus, and the coaches could kind of handpick. They could present the facility, which is a really nice one, and just have some pride in our program altogether. And we had right at about 1,000 people who came out, and I thought it was a success.
Definitely. Another thing we're seeing right here is you had some local acts, so it wasn't even just about basketball and just about recruiting and about helping the university, but you put on some of these local talents that come from the city. Can you speak to that portion of it with the halftime performances and involving the community?
Well, one in particular, Stephen Cantrell, it kind of lets you know how the realm of education can shape people and shape you and build a relationship. Steve Cantrell, I coached in middle school. So when I picked the phone up and called him and asked, and he was like, "Oh, sure thing, Coach, I'd be glad to do it." So sometimes you don't know who you affect along the way, and when you might need them later on in life. So when I called him, and the crazy thing was, he said, "Coach, I owe you." Because he said, "I remember when I was in middle school and you told me, hold your head up and look people in the eyes when you talk to them." To me, that's just something I do on a regular, but to him, he said that catapulted him into doing the things he's doing now. I think he signed a record deal with Nas and that kind of thing. So I was glad to see him perform, and he's pretty good at it.
There it is. That's full circle for you. Yeah. Now we can talk a little bit about the basketball portion of this, because that is a big part of it. How do you feel after getting some of those teams in the building, seeing what the competition level was like, watching some of those games? How do you feel that aspect of the tournament or the classic was?
I think we had a high level competition. The Americas Monroe game was a big game. It had been talked up all week. I got a chance to play coach against my former teammate Anthony Webb, Rondisha Williams at Colquitt, and Coach Ali. They both played for the Lady Rams. So that's kind of the foundation that I built the classic around. Former alumni who coach, bring your teams back, display your team for our university. Now, the stories you tell your team about when you played and where you played, now they can kind of put it together. Now they ran on the same court that we practiced on and we played games on. So it kind of went full circle for us as coaches.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I know for you, and you were able to get the win against Coach Webb in Worth County. What was it like? I mean, I know you've probably played, or have you coached against a former teammate before?
Yes, we have. Actually, I've coached against Coach Webb before when he was at Hancock Central.
Okay.
So he won that game.
Ah, so a little payback.
So it gave me a little payback, and I enjoyed it. And we're really, really good friends. And to look over and see our former head coach sitting there watching us, it was kind of like, that's the separation between an adult and a child. The child comes out of you again.
Yeah.
When you look and see your mentor sitting there, and you get a chance to, make him proud.
Yeah. Now, Oliver Jones, and that's who you're speaking to, is your former head coach when you were at Albany State playing basketball. He was the head coach of the Golden Rams basketball program from '73 until 2000. He's gotten the most SIAC championships of any coach at Albany State in basketball. And he coached up some of y'all's teams or all of y'all's teams that were playing there. What is it? He kind of described it to me after I pulled him aside and talked to him after he saw y'all play. What was his involvement in getting you started in the coaching game, and what do you owe to him now that you're having such a long, successful career at it? What do you kind of owe to him, and what did you learn from him playing for him and then after being mentored?
Well, I learned a lot of patience, and I watched him take guys who might not have been as polished as others, and their backgrounds weren't the best. And he never gave up on them. He found a way to make some of the roughest guys in the world college athletes and graduate them. And to me, that was the biggest thing that I learned from Coach Jones. He would constantly challenge you mentally. Physically, we all had our attributes, but he would challenge your thought process. And if you wasn't a thinker by the time you left his program, you would definitely be one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's big. You're using some of that now, I'm guessing, at Lee County High School. You're passing that knowledge on?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think the biggest compliment sometimes you hear the kids mocking you, repeating what you say when they think you're not listening.
Yeah.
So, they jokingly repeat it, but that lets you know that they're retaining it as well.
What are some of those things?
Well, I don't use a lot of profanity. So
Can you say them?
When I say stuff like shucks, and you hear the kids repeat it.
Okay.
Long before I get a chance, long before I say it myself.
Yeah.
And just little things like last year we had a dilemma where I thought I was gonna have to let go of a kid, and one of my kids, Dracorn Garment, came to me and said, "Coach, remember you say you don't throw anybody away."
Yeah.
So that let me know that they do listen.
Yeah.
So when they listen to you, if you speak it, you gotta kind of live by it. So I gathered all of that stuff from Coach Jones.
That's big. That's big. Now, we can talk about that Lee County basketball team. You guys are on an uptick. You're coming onto the show at a good time to talk about your basketball program. On a 5-game win streak, you're 4-1 in the region right now, and you got a shot at getting a good seed in that region tournament, which could then turn into a good seed in the playoffs, which you guys have not been 4-2 in the past few years anyway. So where do you see the Lee County basketball program so far this year, and what is it going to take to finish out these next 3 games strong and position yourself for a good playoff run?
Well, I think our non-region competition was probably the highest since I've been here. And it helps us with now on our region time. Friday's game against Coffee, we can beat Coffee, it'll put us in the #1 spot. And that's definitely where we want to be. And now it's familiar. As years went on, it wasn't familiar. We didn't know how to be the team that's being chased.
Yeah.
We always was chasing and pursuing the other teams. So now the playoffs and being one of the teams that's being chased is the norm, so to speak. So I'm proud of our group, and on Friday night we'll see really what we're made of.
That's a nice little preview. A preview of what you got coming up for people that are fans out there. We'll talk about it again later on in the show, but you guys have Coffee Friday night. Girls tip at 6, guys at 7:30?
7 and 8 o'clock.
7 and 8 o'clock. 7 and 8,
7 and 8:30. 7 and 8:30.
7 and 8:30. Okay, so y'all getting the late tip off.
Late tip off.
Okay, cool. So we'll make sure we try and get in the building there, get some of those highlights and see what happens in the Trojan War, because that'll be a battle for first place right now in Region 1-6A. That will be interesting. What will be even more interesting, dare I say, is the trivia that we're about to do. Theo versus everyone. You all know how the game goes. You all know who always comes out on top, and it's the guy to the right, or I guess the left if you're looking at us. Stay tuned. John Barron's coming in the studio. We'll have Theo versus everyone right after the break.
Welcome back into Sports Talk. As always, if I'm here, that means we're having a good time. We're having some trivia portion of the show. Yes, sir. That's right. This is the fun part. Everybody, go ahead and turn on your TVs because John Barron's here for the trivia portion of the day.
What an intro.
What an intro. I pat myself on the back every time.
I don't know if this is going to last long.
Well, guys, as you always know, I come in, I give you guys the trivia portion of the game. And as you know, right now we are joined with Lee County's head basketball coach, Kirven Davis. Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, here we go.
See how tall he is now that I'm standing up. I don't like this.
We had to fix the cameras because, it's like that. Yeah, I'm like not that tall. So here we go. Coaches, you all know it's always 9 questions. The first 3 are multiple choice. Last 6 are you having to provide the answers for me. I always get tripped up on that one. We'll fix that eventually. It's okay. It's only been about a year into this. Well, here we go. As you know, the person with the most balls at the end of this wins. You got to ring the bell. If you get it correct, you get a ball. Person at the end wins.
Let's do it.
Let's just go.
Let's
Question number 1. These are all basketball-related questions, okay? Question number 1. What is the only difference between the NBA and college basketball when it comes to the rules, the shot clock or possession disputes?
I'll tell you something, man. Well, both? All right, the shot clock.
I say possession.
Well, both of them, though.
Well, no, he is correct.
There's not a 35-second shot clock? They sped it up, huh? They did.
Well, unfortunately, it was multiple choice. He rang the bell first.
To get that taken out was hilarious.
It's only because it was
a gift
multiple
out of that.
choice, so he gets to do that. On the last 6 ones, if he doesn't get it right, you get it correct, you get the ball.
Gotcha.
He said, nay. You won't be getting one of
I'll take that. I'll take it.
He didn't look very happy.
He was not.
How about you tell me and I'll get it out? Okay, ready?
All right.
Question number 2. Why don't you go ahead and switch spots, okay? Which state has the most D1 college basketball teams in the state with 24? California or Texas?
That's impressive.
Well, there's a bell.
You got to ring it. I'm trying to give you a shot because I rung the last one.
Ring it.
California or Texas?
Yeah.
He took too long. You like it, answer?
Yeah.
Texas.
No, California. California has 24. So far, we are on a steaming start.
Well,
I don't get the win by default.
No. This is the last multiple choice. You have to ring the bell, and then when you ring the bell, you get the opportunity to answer. But you want to do it before he does.
Yeah, I get the
All right,
win.
ready? Last multiple choice question, okay? And then we go into the tougher questions. Ready? Question number 3. Which coach now holds the most career wins in college basketball? Pat Summitt or Mike Krzyzewski? I'm pretty sure I butchered that name, and I'm pretty sure I just said
neither one of those
little
two people.
green monster from Monsters, Inc.
Neither one of those 2 people.
Only 2 choices?
Yeah,
Only 2
choices?
choices?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm going to say, hopefully we're talking Coach K?
Yes.
Coach K.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. I butchered his name, Krzyzewski. There we go.
There you go.
Hey, Coach K. He's Coach K today.
I could have said Mike Krzyzewski. I think it was.
Gronkowski. Look, man.
Gronkowski.
We'll get it right. We'll get it right later on.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. 1-0. Like I said, steaming start already. We got the last question right here before we go into break. So question number 4. Which conference currently has the most active players in the NBA?
ACC.
That is correct. They have 82 players currently right now in the NBA, the ACC. So when we come back, coach is up 2-0. You can count it. Right there, we got 2 in here. We've got an empty jar.
I don't think
you can fill it with
was
anything you want.
That's
Flowers, water, anything at this point. All
We're
right?
filling with optimism and hope because we're going to put some
That's what
basketballs
we
in
built
there.
this on the foundation of, okay? When we come back, we have 5 more questions, so don't... Welcome into our second portion of our trivia game. The bell signifies that you need to get the question, you can get it correct, you can get the point, and you can go on to win. So far right now, as you can see, Kirven Davis right now annihilating Theo Dorsey 2-0. That is a goose egg. Count it up. Ready? That's right. There is no number.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. It's getting interesting in here.
Okay. All right. Gloves are on. All right, let's go. Ready? Question number 5. Which college is the best for producing first-round picks in the NBA?
Kentucky. Come on.
That
man.
is correct. 2017 draw 4 players in the NBA's first 31 picks.
Hey, now. I'm getting hot.
It's still early.
Do we count 1 as a roll? I'm pretty sure we count 1 as thank you.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you for watching.
Just gonna let that one sit there for a second. All right, ready? Question number 6. Which college holds the record for producing the most #1 draft picks? So we're talking about #1 draft picks. College.
This is too
Ring
When they
bell.
go back to Kentucky again?
No.
Come on, you gonna pick Kentucky now?
Okay, you were definitely going to do it.
Is this what you're going to do? Is
Let's see what you got.
Okay, so I have to say this to every coach. When he does that, he's thinking, but he doesn't want dead air, so he just goes.
And now I'm thinking, I'm going to go with the university. That's first of all, and if you're going to do this, you got to do it the right way. I'm going to go with
Joe. How long do we have in this segment? Because it's going to take us a minute.
If I was going to go, let's go with UCLA.
That is incorrect. We're talking about North Carolina.
Almost did it, too. Almost did it.
We're talking about the home of Michael Jordan.
Okay.
He was going to sit there. Thank you, Joe. All right, let's go to the next question. Number 7. Who was the lowest seed to win the entire national basketball tournament back in 1985?
Don't know it. Thought I knew it.
If you can either give me the number or the school.
The number?
What seed were they?
Oh.
Either the seed or the school back in 1985. Yes.
That sounds like the running Rebels now. If I was a betting man, I would go.
Thankfully, you're not.
If nothing else, let's go 15th seed.
All right. Well, that's not gonna be.
That is incorrect, unfortunately.
I'm going to go today is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go right here. 11 seed UNLV.
Go ahead, put it in there, because you're wrong. It is Villanova was the number 8 seed. That's the lowest seed to ever win the national title. Okay?
That's good.
That's okay. Next question. Okay? Second to last question. Here we go. Right now, Coach is still up 2-1.
2-1.
Invigorating. This past season, UMBC was the only team to ever do what as the lowest seed in the tournament? They were number 16. So what were they the first
They upset
to ever
the number
do?
1 seed.
Yes, they did. That is correct. They beat a number 1 seed the first time. I believe the record was 1 in 135, something like that.
Oh,
That's the first time you ever made it. How about that? Okay, all
James
right.
Harden, Hottie, all the Southpaws eating now.
With 0 follow-through.
That's cool.
Joe, I'm gonna go out on this way. All right, well, here we go. Ready? This is the last question. It's worth 2, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. You just be coach, can go up 4-2. Okay, ready?
I could.
Question number 9. Loyola Chicago tied with 3 other teams to become the lowest seed to ever reach what round?
Sounds like it was me.
I think it was him.
Sorry I got to do this to you. Sorry I got to put you out like this.
He doesn't know it.
I do know it. I do know it. He thought he didn't know it. Elite 8. Final 4. Jeez.
That's a great job. What was it, Coach?
He's Elite 8. Let's go with Final 4.
That is correct. There are only 4 teams that were ranked as the number 11 seed, and they went on to the Final 4. Congratulations.
To be honest with you,
to lose.
I knew it was
Thanks for saying the answer
Follow
after
through.
you got it wrong.
Follow through.
You know what?
What did Theo not have on that one? Oh, was it
Follow through.
Wow.
Y'all are funny.
He
got a couple
burnt
of jokes
you on
in
that
there.
one.
Y'all do stand-up? Y'all want to do like a duo stand-up comedy special? Netflix, I know they're paying. Well, you know what? We're going to have more from Coach Kirven Davis and the leader of the Lee County Trojans right after the break, right after I berate both of them for cheating against me.
Okay, listen here. Thank you for those of you that are joining us because, I mean, after you saw what Coach Kirven did to Theo Dorsey, it's actually a close one. I just always try to give him a little bit of crap for it.
It's okay. It ain't no problem.
Ain't no problem. It's okay. That ain't no problem. It's just another loss to the docket. Okay, so let's go. Let's move on. Coach Kirven Davis, you know, obviously you guys are on a roll this season. You know, that was definitely something you guys were looking forward to, something you guys were trying to build into. And as you guys continue your tear into the region, let's kind of talk about those football players now that are kind of making a big impact. I know for a little while in the beginning of the season, you guys didn't have them there, but now, you know, towards the trail end, they're starting to really help you guys. You know, let's kind of talk about that state champions coming over, transitioning a little bit into your basketball program.
Well, actually, it's been a plus because, one, they bring in a winning mentality. We're fortunate enough to have the quarterback, Kyle Toole, Derek Gorsick, a couple of our defensive players, and that toughness that they're bringing. It takes, I think, this year, it didn't shock us as much. Last year, it was new, playing that 15-game season to where we got the guys out in almost January. And I think it threw our chemistry off a little bit last year. So it allowed us this year to come in welcoming those guys, and we just kind of gradually blending them into what we're doing. And it's so far it's working.
All right. So if you want to, and I know we've seen plenty of y'all so far this season, 4-1 in the region, 14 wins. If you want to see them next, they'll have coffee at home, 8 o'clock tip-off in Lee County. Thank you so much for joining us, Coach Davis. Thank you, John, for cheating me in trivia. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk.